Chapter 3. Negotiation with Customer. This chapter focuses on the principles and key aspects of negotiation, which are crucial for maintaining a sustainable relationship with customers. Negotiation is a powerful tool that complements your skill set. Being familiar with negotiation techniques and strategies is essential, as it serves as a bridge between attracting and retaining customers in the long term. In this section, you will gain insight into a portion of this knowledge and learn valuable negotiation skills that will benefit you in building and maintaining strong customer relationships. Types of negotiation. Negotiation can be formal or informal, but it always requires patience, honesty, goal-oriented thinking, mental health, creativity, intelligence, and sufficient preparation. Stages of formal negotiation preparation. 1. Determine the negotiation goals. 2. Gather information and documents. 3. Identify and communicate with target supplier organizations. 4. Identify the personality and organizational characteristics of the negotiation partner. 5. Evaluate your own and the other party's strengths and weaknesses. 6. Determine the agenda and location of the negotiation. 7. Determine the limits, powers, and composition of the negotiation team. 8. Determine the negotiation approach, gentle, tough, logical, and advanced. 9. Face-to-face communication and active listening, identifying needs, effective communication, and applying advanced negotiation principles. 10. Acceptance and agreement. 11. Signing the agreement. Factors affecting the negotiation process. If you are interested in achieving good business results, try to control the negotiation process from start to finish. The way you start the negotiation, establishing effective communication, clarifying needs and proposals, controlling emotions, applying advanced negotiation principles, understanding the other party's tricks, and mastering the techniques to deal with a dominant negotiator are among the most important factors that help you achieve your desired results. Additionally, knowing how to negotiate with a person or group can greatly guarantee your success. You can categorize the negotiation partner into one of the following groups.
Types of negotiation groups. 1. Listener group. These individuals are people-oriented and highly value cooperation. They are slow decision makers and do not easily delegate tasks to others. They focus on pleasing the other party while also believing that there are more ways to solve a problem, indicating a low risk-taking group. 2. Innovative group. This group is full of enthusiasm, humor, prioritization, and ease. They are not only interested in talking in a group and being admired, but also positive, creative, and have the ability to persuade others by presenting new ideas. 3. Action-oriented group. This group consists of bold, competitive, result-oriented, and responsible individuals who have the ability to solve problems using innovative solutions. They may seem dominant and somewhat aggressive, but they value time and information gathering for decision-making. 4. A thinker group. Individuals in this group are rational and interested in details. They spend a lot of time analyzing to find the most complete solution, which involves lower risk. They usually seek consultation and have characteristics such as attention to detail, conservatism, realism, rigidity, and indecisiveness. B. Personality types of individuals. Understanding the personality types of individuals can help you become a better negotiator. By recognizing the traits and tendencies of your negotiation partner, you can adjust your approach to better communicate and collaborate with them. For example, a perfectionist and idealist may require more detailed information and assurance, while a helper and affectionate personality may appreciate a personal touch and empathy. On the other hand, an achiever and ambitious personality may be more focused on results and may require a more direct and assertive approach. By recognizing and adapting to different personality types, you can improve your negotiation skills and increase the likelihood of achieving your desired outcome. 1. Perfectionist and idealist. They tend to want everything to be done perfectly. 2. Helper and affectionate. They appear in different roles to satisfy others without considering themselves and others. 3. Achiever and ambitious. For this group, the main goal of life is success and having a positive impact on society. 4. Introverted, sensitive, introverted, art-loving, and artistic. 5. Thinker, a seeker, marginalized, recluse, scientist, logical, and philosophical. 6. Loyal and trustworthy. They have strong sense of integrity and a deep respect for honesty and transparency. 7. Easygoing and enjoyable, enthusiastic, exciting, pioneering leadership, worthy, and flexible. They are very receptive to differences. 8. Leader and manager, courage, honesty, and bravery, with expertise, challenges their own and others' obstacles and problems. 9. Peacemaker and diplomatic, both see both sides of the coin. They are very skilled and successful advisors and mediators. C. Communication skills. Without a doubt, at every stage of negotiation, you will need to have better communication skills, and one of the most important of these is familiarity with body language skills. Your eyes are the gateway to the audience's mind. In different situations, recognizing eye states can be a very effective tool in advancing your goals in negotiation. 1. When the other person's eyes look up and to the left, it means that the non-dominant hemisphere of the brain is visualizing a mental image or accessing visual memories. 2. Conversely, when their eyes look up and to the right, it means that the dominant hemisphere of the brain is creating a mental image through creative thinking. 3. Also, when you see the other person's eyes looking towards the center and to the left, it means that the non-dominant hemisphere of the brain is processing auditory senses, accessing auditory memories, or recognizing sounds. Similarly, when the eyes look towards the center and to the right, it means that the dominant hemisphere of the brain is visualizing new sounds or processing auditory information. The points made about verbal and nonverbal communication are designed to help you establish effective communication with your audience. In the following, we will define effective communication. Effective communication occurs when the meaning and concept that the sender intends to convey is exactly the same as what the receiver perceives and demonstrates. The following 4 approaches are always considered in negotiations, and you should be aware of them beforehand and make appropriate decisions for the final outcome of the negotiation. 1. Win-win. Searching and researching to find common ground that will lead to creating benefits for both parties. The proverb neither the skewer burns nor the kebab. 2. Win-lose. Trying to impose your opinion on the other party and excessively focusing on your own interests at the expense of the other party's interests. 3. Lose-lose. Ignoring the desires and interests of both parties, which may lead to the root of disputes and the widening of the communication gap between the two parties, resulting in the loss of benefits for both parties. 4. Lose-win. Unilaterally focusing on the demands and desires of the other party or compromising with the other party at the expense of your own loss. Now we can focus on learning other helpful negotiation tricks and tactics.
D. Negotiation tactics. 1. Control tactics, including 4 tactics to restrict the other party's freedom of action and increase your maneuvering power. 2. Pressure tactics, including 7 tactics. 3. Trap tactics, including 9 tactics. D1. Control tactics. D1-1. Agenda control. Try to determine when the negotiation session begins and ends, and pay attention to the content that is open for negotiation, the negotiation process, and the selection of negotiators from your side. Identify the negotiators from the other party and their level of authority, and finally, pay attention to the time and location of the negotiation sessions. D1-2. Imposing limitations. Mentioning limitations, a tactic used to narrow the scope of negotiations. Limitations are negotiable and subject to change. 1. Limitations of authority. 2. Limitations on work policies. 3. Financial limitations. 4. Legal limitations. 5. Technical limitations, for example, there is no possibility of increasing production capacity. D1-3. Mentioning the other party's business history. Referring to the business history can increase your bargaining power and make the current negotiations more favorable to you. 1. Reminding the other party of previous negotiations. 2. Reminding the other party of agreements reached in negotiations with other groups. D1-4. Time control. Manage the duration of the negotiation session by either reducing the negotiation opportunities or lengthening the negotiation time. Set aside time for summarizing and concluding. D2. Pressure tactics. 1. Presenting unrealistic demands. 2. Threatening. 3. Putting the other party in a deadlock. 4. Surprising the other party. 5. Taking shortcuts. 6. Creating discord to increase the power of the ruling party. 7. Collaboration. D3. Trap tactics. 1. Simplifying the issue, presenting important issues in negotiations as trivial or insignificant. 2. Black and white presentation, starting negotiations with a large demand and gradually reducing it while it is still several times fair value. 3. Lying, providing false information unknowingly or deceitfully to the other party. Not recommended to you but the other party might use. For bait and switch, you may agree to a proposal and then discover that other benefits were indirectly related to that proposal. 5. Incremental concessions. Gradually and incrementally giving concessions may lead to a very large concession. 6. Being informal. The other party may take advantage of you by using an informal relationship to their advantage. 7. Good cop bad cop. One negotiator acts as a good cop who is friendly and understanding, while the other acts as a bad cop who is confrontational and intimidating. 8. Final offer. The last offer usually makes the other party more sensitive to relative scarcity, so you should always evaluate whether this offer is an ultimatum or a trap for gaining leverage. 9. Requesting at the last moment. The other party may make a request at the last moment after an agreement has been reached and when leaving the negotiation session, to gain new leverage. Be careful not to waste the benefits gained in the negotiation. Negotiation etiquette. Do not waste the benefits gained in the negotiation. Perhaps, before all the things we have talked about so far, being familiar with negotiation etiquette may not be as important. Negotiation etiquette includes 1. Scheduling a meeting time. 2. Manner of attendance. 3. Dress code. 4. Handshake etiquette, etc., which will definitely be noticeable for you and the other party. Details such as scheduling the time and negotiators, as well as obtaining confirmation of the time and location before starting the negotiations, are indications of the importance of the matter, respect for the other party, and your professionalism. With the mention that the impact of body language, nonverbal, is 5 times greater than verbal communication, it is good to know that awareness of the involuntary reactions of the people we deal with can be an effective help in establishing and maintaining relationships, or avoiding losses, damages, and even potential dangers in normal life. Here's a summary of hand and eye movements with hidden meanings.
Regarding hand movements, it is good to know. 1. Palms facing upward indicate non-threatening and non-controlling movements. 2. Palms facing downward conveys power and control. 3. Closed fist with the index finger pointing is an indication of talking from a position of power with the aim of surrendering the other party, and if the hand is rotated in a way that the finger is up, it is a threatening gesture. 4. Scratching the back of the neck indicates the person's hesitation in responding, while pulling the shirt collar and rubbing the back of the neck is usually done when a person is lying. 5. Fingers facing each other or crossed, barbed wire, indicates hiding something, and placing the hand over the heart indicates that the person wants us to believe what they are saying. 6. Shaking the hand in a hatchet shape signifies emphasis and is a commanding movement. It's important to keep in mind that many negotiations begin with a handshake. This physical contact can set the tone for the entire negotiation and can create a lasting impression on the other party. As such, it's essential to pay close attention to the following points when it comes to this important exchange. 1. Eye contact. When shaking hands, it's important to make eye contact with the other person. This conveys confidence, respect, and engagement. 2. Firmness. A firm handshake can convey confidence and assertiveness. However, be careful not to grip too hard, as this can be perceived as aggressive. 3. Timing. The handshake should be brief and appropriate to the situation. Avoid lingering too long or shaking too vigorously, as this can be perceived as insincere or overly enthusiastic. 4. Body language. Your body language should be open and welcoming, with your arms at your side. Avoid crossing your arms or standing in a defensive posture, as this can convey mistrust or discomfort. 5. Cleanliness. Make sure your hands are clean and well-groomed before shaking hands. This conveys professionalism and attention to detail.
Types of handshake. Handshakes are an important part of many social and business interactions, and there are several different types of handshakes that can convey different messages. 1. The standard handshake. This is the most common type of handshake, where two people grip each other's right hands firmly and briefly. It conveys respect, professionalism, and friendliness. 2. The dead fish handshake. This is a weak and limp handshake that conveys a lack of confidence and enthusiasm. It can be perceived as insincere or disinterested. 3. The bone-crushing handshake. This is an overly firm and aggressive handshake that can be perceived as intimidating or aggressive. It can convey a lack of respect for the other person's boundaries. 4. The double-handed handshake. This involves using both hands to grip the other person's hand, and is often used to convey warmth, sincerity, and enthusiasm. It can be appropriate in informal or personal situations, but may be perceived as overly familiar in formal or professional settings. 5. The fingertip handshake. This involves touching only the fingertips of the other person's hand, and is often used in formal or business settings where touching is discouraged. It can convey a sense of formality or distance. When shaking hands, it's important to pay attention to the other person's cues and respond appropriately. A firm, confident, and brief handshake is generally appropriate in most situations, but it's important to be aware of cultural differences and expectations as well. In some cultures, for example, a strong grip may be seen as aggressive, while a weak grip may be seen as disrespectful. It's also important to be aware of any physical limitations or disabilities the other person may have, and adjust your handshake accordingly. Remember that a handshake is an important part of building rapport and establishing trust with the other person, so it's important to get it right. By understanding the different types of handshakes and their meanings, you can choose the appropriate type of handshake for each situation and convey the right message to the other person.